Hello and welcome to Wisdom and Wealth, the YouTube channel designed for those of us who've seen a few decades and are ready to live with intention and inner peace. Here, we focus on timeless wisdom to guide you through life's journey. Before the demands of the world snatch your attention, pause and reclaim your soul. Each new day presents you with a secret doorway, not leading to the clamor and chaos, but straight to the heart of yourself. As the Buddha so eloquently put it, what you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. Yet, far too many of us stumble out of bed only to drift back to sleep, not in slumber, but in the autopilot of life. We get caught up in the digital whirlwind, scrolling endlessly, absorbing thoughts that aren't truly our own, pursuing a version of reality that leaves us feeling drained and empty. But what if your morning could become a wellspring of personal power? What if the very first thoughts you consciously chose to embrace could sculpt your entire day, shaping your mood, nurturing your inner peace, sharpening your focus, and ultimately, enriching your life? In this video, we will explore 5 profound truths to whisper to yourself each morning, rooted in the timeless wisdom of Buddhist teachings, emotional clarity, and a deep commitment to inner transformation. And we hope these truths will resonate with you. If you're already feeling a connection, why not give this video a like and subscribe to Wisdom and Wealth? That way you don't miss out on future videos. The 5th truth in this series might just be the key to unlocking freedom from everything you've unconsciously been holding onto. We genuinely want to hear your thoughts, so feel free to share. If you're unsure what to express, simply type, "My morning, my power," in the comments section. Here, at Wisdom and Wealth, every video is an invitation to cultivate calm, find clarity, and tap into the timeless Buddhist insights you simply won't find anywhere else. We believe in the power of shared wisdom, and your engagement helps us build a community of like-minded individuals seeking a more mindful and fulfilling life. So, please like this video. 1. I am not my thoughts, I am the silence beneath them. Before the sun fully breaches the horizon each morning, the world rushes in. Thoughts begin swirling even before our eyes flutter open, anxieties from yesterday, expectations for today, anxieties about tomorrow. Tragically, most people find themselves already suffering before they even get out of bed, not from physical pain, but from the incessant chatter within their minds. A subtle, yet powerful, inner storm brews in our heads, silently robbing us of our peace. That's why the first truth you must consciously whisper to yourself each morning is this: I am not my thoughts, I am the silence beneath them. This may sound simplistic, but it possesses the power to profoundly shift the trajectory of your entire day. You see, in Buddhist teachings, the mind is often compared to a restless monkey, constantly leaping from branch to branch, never truly still. Yet, beyond the monkey's chaotic energy lies the sky, vast, silent, and utterly undisturbed. That serene sky represents your true self. The mind thinks, judges, predicts, and reacts. But you are the observer, the witness. When you initiate your day by identifying solely with your thoughts, you inadvertently chain your soul to their constant fluctuations. If your thoughts are plagued by anxiety, you feel anxious. If they're critical and self-deprecating, you carry the weight of shame. But none of that truly defines you. You are the spaciousness that holds the thoughts, not the thoughts themselves. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this Buddhist doctrine channel. That is precisely why so many individuals experience suffering even before breakfast. They never pause to notice the distinction. They awaken already fully immersed within their minds, already subscribing to the morning's narrative. Their thoughts begin racing: I didn't get enough sleep. I'm already behind schedule. Today is going to be incredibly difficult. Unknowingly, they allow their minds to speak first, silencing their spirits. But a truly mindful morning is deliberately constructed by reversing this order. Let your spirit speak first. Tell yourself, I am not these thoughts. I am the stillness that observes them passing by. This fundamental truth changes everything. Once you create that spaciousness, even just a fleeting moment of awareness, you are no longer trapped within the tempest. Instead, you are sitting calmly beside it, much like a monk meditating beneath a Bodhi tree, unmoved by the howling wind. When you choose to observe rather than react, you bestow upon yourself the invaluable gift of choice. This is the profound lesson that meditation teaches us, not to suppress the mind, but to witness it with detachment and compassion. Suffering begins when we become our thoughts, when we blindly believe them, and when we allow them to define our inner state. But liberation begins when we gently see them for what they are and remember that we are the seer, not the seen. You are not merely the voice within your head, you are the awareness that hears it. And the more you rest in that silence, the more power you reclaim over your own life. Subscribe to Wisdom and Wealth for more content like this. So, tomorrow morning, before the world has an opportunity to invade your mind, pause, sit on the edge of your bed, gently close your eyes, inhale deeply, and whisper this quietly to your heart: I am not my thoughts, I am the silence beneath them. That single truth is sufficient to begin rewriting the script of your life, because the way you initiate your day inevitably shapes the way you live your life. Can you sit with your mind without becoming it? That is the essential question. Do not rush to answer it. Simply carry it with you, like a lantern in the early hours. Allow it to illuminate your morning. Allow it to soften your reactions. Allow it to gently guide you back home to the quiet place where you always rightfully belong. Remember that peace does not begin when the world calms down, it begins the moment you remember who you truly are. 2. Everything I need already exists within me. In the early hours, when the light is still muted and the world is only beginning to stir, a subtle illusion can creep in, a quiet lie that whispers, you are not enough. It often arrives even before your feet touch the ground, a nagging thought that suggests, you must become more, achieve more, prove more. And in that moment, the chase begins. But before you take the very first step of the day, remember this fundamental truth: everything I need already exists within me. Buddhism teaches that suffering takes root the moment we believe that something external to ourselves will complete us. The moment we forget our own inherent wholeness, we begin grasping for success, approval, love, and validation. It becomes a vicious cycle. We run towards things, thinking they will fill an inner void, only to discover that the more we run, the more distant peace becomes. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Wisdom and Wealth. Because peace cannot be found in external possessions or achievements, it is already present within you, like still water beneath restless waves. This illusion of lack is often most powerful in the morning. It manifests in the endless scroll through other people's lives on social media, in the mental checklist of all the tasks you haven't yet accomplished, in the constant comparisons, the creeping self-doubt, and the relentless rush to be more. But when you pause and consciously speak to yourself, affirming, everything I need is already here, you break the spell. You return to sufficiency, not the sufficiency of ego, but the profound knowing of soul. The knowing that wisdom, strength, compassion, and clarity all reside within you, waiting to be remembered. Imagine a seed. From the outside, it appears small and insignificant, but within it lies the potential of an entire forest. You are that seed. And yet, most people forget this innate potential. They seek light externally without realizing that the sun also rises within them. The more you rely on the world to define who you are, the more power you relinquish. But when you turn inward, you reclaim that power. Letting go of the incessant need for external validation is not about becoming indifferent to the world, it's about becoming deeply rooted in your own being. When you are rooted in your own sense of enoughness, you walk through the world not as a beggar seeking scraps, but as a giver overflowing with abundance. You don't chase love, you embody it. You don't seek worth, you express it. So, each morning, before the external noise begins, return to this truth. Gently place your hand over your heart, close your eyes, breathe softly, and remind yourself, everything I need already exists within me. Allow those words to sink in, like warm light permeating your bones. Before you begin chasing, consciously acknowledge what you already carry within. Sit with that question. Allow it to unravel the illusions. Allow it to gently open the door to the quiet strength that resides deep inside you. Because the world will always demand more, but peace only asks you to remember who you already are. Subscribe to Wisdom and Wealth for more content like this. 3. Nothing outside me has the power to disturb my peace. There is a quiet strength that resides deep within you, a strength not born from force or aggression, but from stillness. Each morning, the world begins to stir, and with it, energies rise, chaos, noise, demands, and expectations. Some will approach you with anger, others will offer judgment, and still others will simply move through life in a state of turmoil. Without conscious awareness, you can easily absorb these energies. But here is a truth that has the potential to transform your entire day: nothing outside me has the power to disturb my peace. You are not a sponge, designed to soak up the moods and emotions of others. You are a mirror, meant to reflect without attachment. In Buddhism, we learn that suffering often arises not from what happens to us, but from how we carry what happens to us. The moment you internalize another person's chaos, you lose your own center. You surrender your inner stillness for a fleeting moment of emotional reaction. But true peace is cultivated by reclaiming that power. To live with calm in a chaotic world is not a sign of weakness, it is a testament to your mastery. The mistake many people make is believing that detachment equates to emotional coldness. This is simply not true. Spiritual detachment is not a closing of the heart, but an opening of awareness. It is about loving without losing yourself, helping without holding on, and listening without absorbing. Imagine a deep, still lake. Stones may be thrown into it, winds may blow across its surface, but the depths remain undisturbed. This is the practice: to allow the world to touch the surface of your being, but to never allow it to shake your foundation. You are not responsible for the weather patterns of other people's minds. Their anger is not yours, their fear is not yours, and their projections do not define you. What truly defines you is how you return to yourself after being pulled away. Can you breathe instead of react? Can you witness instead of absorb? Can you remain soft even when the world is sharp? These are not small questions, they are pathways to liberation. Each morning, you have the power to choose. Will you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, or will you walk through it with a rooted sense of calm? The first creates tension, the second creates freedom. Gently say to yourself, "Nothing outside me has the power to disturb my peace." Allow it to be a reminder, not just of resilience, but of ultimate truth. Because no one can enter the quiet sanctuary of your mind unless you open the door. No one can steal your calm unless you forget that it is rightfully yours. As your day unfolds, you will inevitably encounter noise, but noise only transforms into suffering when you cling to it tightly. Practice allowing it to pass, like clouds drifting across the sky, like wind rustling through a field. Respond with love, but anchor yourself in stillness. Speak with clarity, but root yourself in silence. Return again and again to the breath, to the center, to the place within you that remains untouched. What if your calm could become your greatest act of rebellion? What if your soft presence, your unshaken peace, could become your most powerful offering to the world? Let that be your guiding path. Allow peace to become your default state, not just a reward you occasionally earn. Because the most sacred thing you can protect is your inner quiet. So please like this video. 4. Today I choose presence over pressure. Most people awaken already running, not with their feet, but with their minds. The pressure begins even before their eyes fully open. Tasks to complete, messages to respond to, responsibilities waiting like an army massed outside the bedroom door. It's easy to forget that mornings are sacred, not meant to be consumed by a sense of urgency, but to anchor you in clarity and intention. That is why this is the truth to carry into the start of each day. Today, I choose presence over pressure. When you rush your morning, you rush your life. You begin the day not as a mindful being, but as a machine, reacting, hurrying, checking, and chasing. And before you've taken your second breath, the day is already in control of you. But Buddhism reminds us, again and again, to return. Return to your breath, return to this present moment, because this moment is the only place where life truly exists. The Buddha once wisely said, "The trouble is, you think you have time." We often live as if life is waiting for us somewhere down the road, after the inbox is cleared, after the meeting ends, after we've accomplished just a little bit more. But life doesn't begin when the to-do list is complete. Life is happening right now, in this inhale, in this exhale, in a quiet sip of tea, in a ray of sunlight warming your skin. And when we forget that, we lose the very thing we're working so hard to find, peace. Pressure is often nothing more than an illusion disguised as urgency. It convinces us that rushing is essential, that multitasking is a strength, and that feeling overwhelmed is a sign of accomplishment. But pressure only pulls us away, disconnecting us from the softness of the present moment. It blinds us to the quiet miracles unfolding all around us, the sound of a child's laughter, the beauty of the early morning sky, the calm joy of doing just one thing with our whole heart. Presence, on the other hand, is your true home. It asks for nothing but your attention, no performance, no perfection, just your willingness to show up fully to what is here, now. The mind will always want to wander, to the future, to the past, to anywhere but now. But your strength lies in gently bringing it back to this breath, back to this moment, back to this step, back to this life. So, when the morning arrives, don't begin with your to-do list. Begin with a breath, a pause, a hand resting gently on your heart. Speak to yourself with kindness. Today, I choose presence over pressure. And simply notice what happens. The urgency begins to soften, the noise begins to fade, and you begin to move, not from a place of stress, but from a place of awareness. You still take care of what needs to be done, but you move with grace, not panic, with rhythm, not rush. Ask yourself, am I truly living my life, or just checking off my to-do list? This question is not a burden, it's a doorway, a gentle opening that invites you to step out of unconscious busyness and into conscious living. Let your mornings remind you of what truly matters, not how much you accomplish, but how deeply you live. Because presence isn't just a practice, it's a way of returning to what's real, to what's sacred, to what's already here. Please like this video. 5. I am letting go so life can flow. Each morning presents you with a quiet choice, to hold on tightly, or to release. And most of us, without even realizing it, begin the day already clinging to plans, to expectations, to how we think things should unfold. Before the sun has even risen, the heart feels tangled, the mind feels attached, and the soul feels tired. But here is a truth that can gently set you free: I am letting go so life can flow. Attachment is a subtle form of prison. You may not see the bars, but you feel the weight, the need to control, the fear of change, the desire to predict and shape the day just right. This tight grip creates inner tension. Buddhism teaches that suffering begins where attachment takes root. The moment you say, "This must happen," you invite fear. The moment you say, "I can't let this go," you invite resistance. And resistance, no matter how well it hides, always brings stress to the heart. But life, like a river, was never meant to be forced, it was meant to be followed. Your plans, your hopes, and your dreams all matter, but they're not meant to become chains. When you cling too tightly to outcomes, you block what's trying to unfold. You miss the quiet beauty in things not going your way, because sometimes life isn't punishing you, it's guiding you in a new direction. But to see that clearly, you have to loosen your grip. Letting go doesn't mean giving up, it means stepping into the flow, trusting in a wisdom greater than your own. The bamboo bends with the wind, not because it's weak, but because it knows how to stay standing. You can learn that, too, to bend, to trust, to let go. And in that surrender, you don't lose your strength, you discover it. There is more power in the one who releases with grace than in the one who holds on out of fear. To start your day with the courage to let go is to welcome what life truly has for you, not just what you expected. So, speak softly to your soul as the day begins, I release the need to control. I let go of how I thought things had to be. I allow life to lead me. Let these words be your compass, let them create space in your chest, and let them bring you back to trust. Because here is the truth, the more you loosen your grip, the more your life begins to flow, like breath, like water, like time. You begin to move with life instead of struggling against it, you respond instead of resist, you bend instead of break, and you welcome what arrives and bless what leaves. If you let go of what you're clinging to, who might you become? A softer version of yourself, a freer version, a wiser version. Carry that question in your heart today, let it slowly untie the knots inside you, and let it guide the way you choose to think, speak, and move. Because the most beautiful things in life, peace, joy, and love, don't come through control, they come through flow. So, as this day unfolds, trust the river, trust the detours, trust the still moments, and above all, trust yourself to let go and still remain whole. Please consider subscribing to Wisdom and Wealth. Here is a quick summary of the 5 morning truths. 1. I am not my thoughts, I am the silence beneath them. Each morning, remember that your thoughts are not facts. They come and go, like clouds in the sky. Don't cling to them, just observe. This awareness brings instant emotional freedom. 2. Everything I need already lives within me. Instead of waking up with a feeling of lack, remind yourself of your wholeness. You are not missing anything, peace, strength, and clarity already live within you, you simply have to remember. 3. Nothing outside of me has the power to disturb my peace. No person, no situation, and no outcome can truly control your emotional state. You choose what you allow into your inner world. Let peace be your default, and protect it like sacred ground. 4. Today, I choose presence over pressure. Resist the urge to rush. Slow down. Breathe deeply. Real strength lies in moving through your day with calm awareness, not in chasing after endless tasks or imaginary deadlines. 5. I am letting go so life can flow. Release the need to control everything. Holding on too tightly only creates stress and struggle. Letting go opens the door to peace, clarity, and the natural unfolding of your path. There's a quiet strength that comes from meeting the morning with stillness, instead of stress. The world may pull you in many directions, but if you speak the right truths to your heart right at the start of the day, everything begins to shift. You no longer react to life, you respond from a place of clarity. These 5 truths are more than just words, they are inner alignments, gentle reminders that peace isn't something you find, it's something you remember. When spoken with presence, they become anchors in the storm, turning your mornings into sacred rituals of healing, strength, and purpose. As the Zen teaching says, when the mind is still, the truth has a chance to speak. Begin each day by listening within, and watch how the world around you starts to reflect your inner calm. If this message brought you a moment of clarity, don't keep it to yourself, like this video, and share your favorite morning truth in the comments for more gentle, timeless wisdom on living with peace. Your peace might be the message someone else is quietly searching for.